Hey everyone, it's Matt, and today I'll be reading to you another entry from the SCP Foundation Wiki, a catalog of anomalous objects and phenomena contained and monitored by the fictional SCP Foundation. This one is number 9595. I hope you enjoy it. Here we go. Item number 9595, Level 4 Secret. Containment Class Keter. Special Containment Procedures. Due to the incorporeal nature of SCP-9595 events, physical containment of the anomaly is not feasible. All references to SCP-9595-1 on online platforms are to be flagged and removed by Foundation web crawler Team IO Adoro. Suspected SCP-9595 events are to be logged immediately, and any location where an SCP-9595 event occurred is to be cordoned off by the Foundation for 48 to 72 hours. Individuals disseminating information related to SCP-9595 events are to be amnesticized and monitored. Containment efforts for SCP-9595-1 are currently ongoing. See Addenda. Description: SCP-9595 refers to a consistent, anomalous experience affecting individuals in deliberate or accidental proximity to a pizza. Despite a lack of evidence that any such event occurred in baseline reality, individuals affected by it display vivid and highly detailed recollections of an identical sequence of events. These experiences center around a presumed humanoid entity referred to as the Pizza Freak, henceforth SCP-9595-1. Through all testimonies, SCP-9595-1 has been determined to be a humanoid entity resembling stereotypical depictions of an Italian chef. Auxiliary details consistently report it having an apparent age of 268 years and originating from Parma, Italy. Most notably, SCP-9595-1 exhibits an aggressive, compulsive obsession with consuming pizza. Observation of SCP-9595-1 while it is eating has led to incidents of severe, often fatal, bodily harm to victims. Individuals who claim to have been harmed or killed by SCP-9595-1 remain adamant about their experience, despite exhibiting no visible physical trauma and being demonstrably alive at the time of reporting. Attempts to convince them otherwise have universally failed. SCP-9595 events occur as follows. Victim enters the vicinity of pizza. Victim reports an overwhelming smell of tomato sauce, freshly baked dough, and or Italian herbs. SCP-9595-1 is observed at a distance, aggressively consuming a pizza either completely clean or covered in sauce and cheese. If the victim makes any noise at this stage, SCP-9595-1 will notice and attack, typically resulting in grievous injury. none of which reflect in baseline reality. Addendum 9595.1 SCP-9595 Testimonies. The first is a screenshot from 4chan showing a thread titled "The Pizza Freak Eating People's Faces in Columbus, Ohio" on July 14th, 2025. The thread begins with a photo of a statue of an Italian chef at a restaurant. They write, "There's the pizza freak in Columbus attacking people. He was caught on camera." Someone replies, "Tell me about it. Go to pick up a meat lover's pizza at the local shop. See through the window that the Arab guy at the front is missing. Go in the store. It's empty. Here scrounging from under the desk, like a starving rat. Look over. It's the pizza freak. He looks back up, crushes my skull like a tomato. I've been dead since, and I really don't know what to do. I didn't even get the pizza. It's been 3 weeks, and I'm afraid to go back, but I feel bad because I stiffed Babak out of a tip, even though I got no pie." Next is a screenshot from the Confessions subreddit titled, "I'm pretty sure I was killed." They write, "When I was a kid, my cousin and I were out near this fenced-off compound in the woods, one of those places people say used to be military, but had crack whores living in it recently. It was totally empty, no reason for it to be there. I don't know what we were doing there. Then we smelled pizza, tomato sauce, baked dough, oregano, maybe some pepperoni or a sausage perhaps. It was too strong to be nothing. And we look around and see this guy who was just standing there in the distance, far on the opposite end of the fence. He was dressed like a cartoon chef, with a guy on those cans of ravioli. Clean apron, chef's hat, big mustache, clearly Italian, weirdly calm. It was the pizza freak. I knew that for sure. He was holding a pizza and staring at it like it was the Holy Grail. Then he started eating it like an animal, all fast and frantic, like he hadn't eaten in years. My cousin said something, and the guy froze mid-bite and looked up at us, sauce and cheese dripping down his face. And then a feeling of dread overwhelmed me, and I felt everything and nothing at the same time. He moved fast. I don't remember anything after that, just that we were running and the smell followed us for a while. I'm pretty sure I got killed by the pizza freak, but I know for sure he messed me up in the leg and arm. Anyone else deal with this? What am I supposed to do here?" Next is a screenshot from Twitter, a post by the user Orange Peel Beef, beginning with a trigger warning for assault, depictions of violence, cannibalism, Italians, and murder. They wrote, "I've been shaking since I got the courage to put this out there. I was attacked and killed by the pizza freak. Please look at the GoFundMe link in my bio to help me pay for my cremation." They then link to a long Google document documenting their experience. Foundation web crawlers quickly flagged all mentions of SCP-9595 or SCP-9595-1 online and issued a blackout on the subject. Subsequently, an investigation was ordered by Overwatch Command. Addendum 9595.2 Foundation Investigation. Verification of SCP-9595-1's existence and containment 150 interviews were conducted by Site-322 researchers, but all were fruitless in eliciting any empirical information regarding SCP-9595-1's origin, nature, or behavior. A small schism occurred within the SCP-9595 research team along ideological lines. 11 members of the team, including the project director, Dr. Marley Mooney, maintained that SCP-9595-1 does exist, while the other 14 were opposed. As research intensified without definitive results, the non-believers grew increasingly disgruntled, questioning the validity of the project and its use of resources. To diffuse mounting tensions, Site Director Paul Legge intervened and formalized the disagreement as a wager. Per the conditions of the agreement, if the existence of SCP-9595-1 can be verified, the non-believers will assume responsibility for the believers' administrative paperwork for 2 weeks. If no evidence is found, believers will fund an extravagant pizza party for the opposing side. In addition, members of the victorious team in either scenario would each receive a $500 technology stipend provided by the Foundation's discretionary morale funding. Findings of the non-believers. As per the guidelines of the integration program, the non-believers were granted carte blanche to consult any anomalous entity or individual possessing anomalous capabilities. The first consultant, Dr. Winston Morrison, Psychomnantic Analyst, Site-19, anomalous capability, capable of reading psychic imprints left on objects, persons, or locations. Summary of interaction. Dr. Morrison was assigned to analyze individuals injured or killed during reported SCP-9595 events in order to detect any residual psychic activity linked to SCP-9595-1. 17 alleged victims of SCP-9595-1 were brought to Dr. Morrison for assessment. Testimony. Can you state your findings for the record? What have you been doing on that notepad? Just tell the recorder what you found. I didn't find anything. Officially, please. Winston Morrison, Site-19. I checked 17 people, 6 forearms, 3 legs, a head, 2 elbows, a knee, 3 eyeballs, and a male breast. Nothing. Perfectly healthy, except the 4th guy will have Parkinson's in about 15 years. No injury. They're all alive. The next consultant was Nora Fernandez, remote viewer, ex-Chaos Insurgency asset, retired. Anomalous capability, astral projection across time and space. Summary of interaction. Fernandez was assigned to conduct remote viewing exercises targeting temporal and spatial coordinates involved in SCP-9595-1 interactions. She entered a trance lasting 173 minutes before abruptly snapping back, appearing more amused than fatigued. Testimony. Wait, was that 4 or 5? 5. 2 were Pizza Huts. Pizza Huts multiplied like fungi across this plane. It's distracting. Did you see anything? No. I walked the timeline 5 years back, 5 years forward. Nothing but birthday parties, grease, and cheese. Not a single anomalous entity. Not even a flicker. You're certain of that? Certainty is boring, but I am confident. If something strange had touched those places, I'd have tasted it in the air. The oddities of our world tend to leave lingering fingerprints. This was clean. Next consultant, Dr. Leland Parr, Epistekinetic Misfire Analyst, Site 17. Anomalous capability, specializes in identifying and analyzing reality inconsistencies caused by concentrated collective belief. Summary of interaction. Dr. Parr was tasked with assessing whether SCP-9595-1 is the result of an epistekinetic phenomenon. Parr reviewed 40 witness testimonies and various memetic scan logs, and physically traveled to 8 supposed SCP-9595-1 interaction sites. Testimony. My name is Dr. Leland Parr, Site 17. I've conducted a thorough review of the information provided to me, including physical material, witness statements, and Foundation-specific scans. In my years of experience, epistekinetic misfires are extremely easy to spot. This is one of those cases. There is no SCP-9595-1. Could you tell me if anything else was going on? I'm not sure. There isn't an entity. There's something, though, like a collective guilt around pizza. Guilt? Guilt. I don't know how to describe it or why it's popping up, but perhaps that's what's causing this whole thing. Next consultant, Sister Monica Ash, Foundation Certified Skeptical Medium, Serpent's Hand. Anomalous capability, can communicate with entities that do not yet exist, including conceptual beings from hypothetical futures or failed realities. Summary of interaction. Sister Ash was assigned the task of initiating contact with the non-existent version of SCP-9595-1 from the current timeline. Testimony. Sister Ash is slowly roaming the interview chamber, eyes darting at the walls. Silence. Sister Ash sniffs up the west side wall. There he isn't. Come. Where? He is not there. Right there. Sister Ash points at the ceiling. I don't see him, clear as day. Is he talking? Not talking? I don't know, can you communicate? Hold on. If he were real, he'd be very, very offended. Findings of the believers. The believers were unable to find any information regarding the existence of SCP-9595-1 that was verifiable, repeatable, or empirically grounded. Addendum 9595.3 Investigation Outcome. After a review of both teams' findings, it was conclusively determined that SCP-9595-1 was a product of anomalously influenced mass psychogenic illness caused by SCP-9595. As such, Director Legge declared the non-believers winners of the wager and awarded them their pizza party. Several pizzas were brought to Site-322's private cafeteria for the non-believers. The food was dropped off at 1803 local time and left unattended. Without any discernible cause, the floor underwent a 7-minute blackout. During this period, no personnel were recorded entering or exiting the cafeteria. No alarms were triggered, and no motion detectors identified any activity. At 1811, the surveillance camera of Site-322's private cafeteria showed the tables and chairs thrown haphazardly around the room, many heavily damaged and even destroyed entirely. The pizza boxes had been torn to shreds, with some pizzas missing and others strewn across the floor in piles of debris. Dark red substances of undetermined origin had been smeared across the walls, floor, and ceiling. The SCP-9595-1 investigation has resumed. And that about does it. I hope you enjoyed this SCP reading, and I'd like to thank you for watching.